Welcome to Wildcat Mountain State Park. It's got a view. The first thing I did was hop up here to Observation Point. They have one of these little selfie stands for you where you can set your phone and stand back and be in the picture, because as they say, Wisconsin looks better with you in it. So they want you in your selfies, not just pictures of the view. So, place to set your phone, set your timer, stand back, and get yourself in the view. Now, I also noticed hiding behind here, we got a little guy. No big deal. Alright, so I'm going to come over here. And by the way, the wall here is curved out here. So as I stand here, there's this weird echo off the wall. But I got here just ahead of a thunderstorm. Actually a really big thunderstorm rolling in. So we're going to take a look around here, and I might have to set up, oh boy, wait till you see this. And you wonder why. This is one of the better sites I've seen. And we're going to, might set up a timer to watch the storm roll in, but check this out. Right down there is the Kickapoo River. There's a whole series of kayaks down there. Well, they're already wet, so they can't really get hurt in the storm. I got this crazy dead tree right here. We're gonna scan around. Curved wall really pays off here. And I assume the fog is basically where the river's hiding. No, not necessarily, because the river's over there. That's actually where the road is. That's interesting. But I got a heck of a view out here. Alright, I'm going to set the time lapse and watch the storm roll in, and then we'll see what we do next. Oh, one more thing. Well, as cool as this rolling in is, unfortunately this is my view, but it's actually rolling in from over there where I can't see it. So I think I better go find my campsite, and then we'll go wander and get you the campsite tour after the storm blows through. Okay, time to take you on to see some campgrounds now that the rains have let up. But first, I'm going to show you here, Highway 33 is the road that runs through the park and takes you to the entrance. It is a fun, twisty, curvy, hilly road, and you gotta kind of be warned when you get to the park entrance. It's a steep entrance. I'll show you that when we get there after a few more twists and turns. Okay, we're coming up on the park entrance here, just so you can see. It's up that hill, and at the bottom here there's a lot of scrapes from trailers coming out of here. And you come around the corner off of that, back down the hill, and when I was getting that view earlier, as the storm was rolling in, was pretty much right overhead of where I am now. There's a straight cliff up that way. It was up there. And off to my left is the ramp, and it is a long road ramp down to the river and the canoe ramp, to canoe launch. Alright, we're going to keep following this road down and get down to the horse camping and I'll show you the different kinds of sites and tie-ups they have for horses. It's a little ways down the hill. Lots of twists and turns. Oh, and by the way, we are from the park entrance towards the horse camp is the direction you'd go to get to Ontario. And I think we will be able to get a nice clear evening. This is going to be great tonight. Alright, after that really tight twist turn, we're at the entrance to the horse camp road. Right down in this lovely little valley, down this long road, we finally come to horse camping. There's a couple different kinds of sites going on here. I think there's a day use area for the trails. That's off to my left right away here. So if you're just coming in for the day, not camping, that would be over in this area. It just says horse trailer parking. And then we get into the campsites. And let's see if I can tell you what's what. So we have some stalls in the back there, some overheads. This is 201, so we're starting. They do have electric, 203. I'm not sure what the one is back there. Straight ahead is 207 with a cable that you can tie off to, as well as hitching posts. Next to it, 208 and 209 has electric there. Got a registration station here. We're at 211 right now. There is a series of corrals back there, as well as hitching posts and cable tie-off points. I've got 213 here. It all depends on how big your horse camper is. Here's a spot to, when you muck your stalls, to leave it. I am now at 218. We have little pits here, pit toilets, not very big. Facilities are a little thin out here. Alright, now we have some bigger spaces here, it seems like, or at least they seem to take up a lot of room. This is at the end of the loop. So I am at, I can't read the tiny numbers, 223. So I'm in that neighborhood here. See, a trail is right across from here, across this little creek. Alright, that's 220 over there, 221 on that side. And as we come back down the path, give you these numbers so you know what's what. So over here we've got the cable and the hitching post at 219 with power. There is power back here through most of these sites. 217, 216, 215, and 212. One last one over here that we didn't cover is 210. And we'll roll back around. So that is the horse camping section. And now we'll head back up the hills and show you the campgrounds. Alright, coming back up the hill and at the entrance. It's kind of hard to see. They don't have a lot of signage here, but it is straight up this hill. Not a hill that I want to attempt in the winter. And as soon as you see daylight, we're up at the park entrance, and right away the campground begins. So here's the park office, and right off of that, as you come in, you hit parking for campsites 110 through 115, and we have a cart for each site down the line, and it's a hike in, let's see, around the corner there and then down and off down there. Well, I thought the rain had stopped. It's still a little drizzly, so I'm gonna check out these walk-in sites right now, because if I drive around, all you can see is spots on the window. So let's see what we got here. I don't know which one is occupied. So there's 110, seems to be alone down there. I'm gonna do 111 through 115. Alright, so this is 111. It's a wooded entry. Does seem to be open to the sky in the back. 112 backs up to some of the campers up above. A cute little site though. Let's keep walking down here. Alright, 113 down here. Nicely tucked in, have plenty of shade. That looks like a really nice spot. Plenty of room up front for your tent. 114 across from it. Tucked in nicely. These are all nicely isolated from each other. And we'll see where the next one is. Now the path they have is a gravel hard pack. It's a very nice path to walk in on. And 115 over here is occupied, so I'm not going to show you that one. We got our park office right here, where I'm sitting right now. And right off, I took this trail and saw some of the sites on that are walk-in. Well, there's a separate trail that enters from the other side that has a bunch of them out along the outer loop, and I'll show you those as well. Now, there are a series of sites right along this road, and there's a little side road that comes down for some more sites. And what's really interesting is this little loop down here, and I'll show you that. Those are some really kind of neat little sites, but they're hanging off the edge of the hill on the park entrance road. Okay, coming off the park office, we get a couple sites right away. Like I said, along to the right of the park office was the entrance to some of the walk-in sites. So right here I've got site 22, which is electric. So these are right on the roadway. 23, 24, 25, 26. Hopefully that helps a little. These are fairly open, exposed to their neighbors. That's 27 with a little pop teardrop. Come around the corner here towards the shower buildings. They're down here. We've got 28 and 29. So these are all fair size sites for RVs. I'll come over here in our foggy morning. So shower buildings over there. And down here are more walk-in sites. So we'll come back to the walk-in sites. Let me finish the simple family campground tour. Now, to give you a sense of where we are, again, here we come back by 29 and 28. To my right is the path out to the observation point and Settlers Trail. And we're going to come back around over here, and then now there's a side road with some more campsites. And these are a little more secluded. They have a little more tree cover. So right here is site 2. Site 1 over there. We got our pit toilet. They're kind of open to their neighbors. That's site 3. Site 4 over here. You park here and your site is down there. My site for the night here was site 5, which, because it was so wet, I didn't really enjoy or get to enjoy it. I just parked here, and that was all I used it for. It's a place to sleep. Over here we got site 6, which sort of works with site 7, I think. Okay, I was wrong about site 6. So we have our parking pad up here, and its little picnic table and fire ring and a place to set your tent are down, hidden underneath these trees. So it's a dark little corner down there, so it's a nicely isolated. And then 7 over here, you're parking the pad way over there, and then you have this area to set up camp. Now we are right across from the entrance station here, and we're coming up on site 8, I believe. Yep, there's site 8. Site 9 is over here. Site 10 is open on this side. Site 11 tucks back in on the right. So you got a pad over there, table, chairs. Over here is site 12. And now I'm going to walk you into sites 13 through 16, but it is a drive-in section. So this is a really cute little section of campground over here. It's well wooded. This is site 13. There's not a lot of room for equipment. It's all about either a camper van, truck camper, or tents. So we come into this little loop. I've got a site in the middle. I've got a view down the valley. This is site 14. So this was probably one of the bigger ones. You got room for a couple of vehicles here if you wanted, and a tent. Actually, the picnic table's where the tent's supposed to go, because that's the raised pad. Kind of like this one too. For some reason they have set the picnic table where I would say a tent belongs to stay dry. This is 15 over here. So you got kind of random pad here to park. And then in this one, they actually have the tent, the picnic table where it belongs, because the tent goes over here on this pad. And this is sort of corralled in because you are on the edge of the cliff that is the entrance road that comes around underneath it as it drops away. So the center site in the middle of the circle is actually site 16, which you can be creative in how you use. It kind of looks like you can drive in there and come through, so sort of pull through, but there's nothing level about it except where the picnic table is, where your tent's supposed to be. Well, it looks like now is a good time to check out sites 116 through 120, because all the carts are here, so I assume nobody's here. Now 116 is right back here. So we just came just around the little edge there, down to 116. It's got a little tree cover, but you're going to get the sun in the morning. Eventually. I guess you're still kind of covered, and it's about probably 8 o'clock now, so you got a little time to wake up. Let's go check out 117. See what that's like down here. Alright, just came down the little trail into 117. This one's pretty well protected. You got woods all around and plenty of room for your tent. Tucked into a little hillside here, and a little bit on the muddy side. Now the path is a nice hard packed gravel. Should be pretty easy to bring your carts in. And 119, this one goes down quite a bit. It probably backs up a little to 118, but it seems to be a little nicer spot back here. Better shade, certainly better in the morning. You'll get to keep your shade a little longer. Okay, I'm going into 120 now. Right here. It's sort of at the corner of the road going out between the main road coming in from the other campground and heading out to the Overlook. So you will get a little road noise here, but it's just down the path from all the others. Okay, now I'm going to check out campsites 101 through 109. What I discovered is this loop goes around back to the park office, and 110 is on the same loop, but you enter 110 from the park office side of the parking area. And most of the carts are here, so I won't be looking at 105 and 102 because there's somebody in there. Alright, see someone packing out back behind me in this cart. 101 is tucked back into here. There's someone in there. I'm going to come over. Oh, and I've also got someone still in 102. Alright, let's go take a look at 103. Nice little wooded site. Got some pines and good shade cover here. This is a nice spot if you don't like the hot mornings. And right across the path from it is 104. Completely different kind of site. We are now entering prairie territory. You can see another site down there. And the last site is right over there. But you got a huge green space here to do whatever you want with. It'll get good afternoon shade, but the morning is going to get you. So if you're not a morning person, this may not be your site. But if you like to get up and get going and get out on those hikes, this is not a bad spot. Now from that spot up on the hill, and now down below it, with 106 out there, but I've also got another site hiding down in here. So that would be 107 there. So there's 4 prairie style sites as opposed to wooded sites out here. And they have lots of wonderful grassy spots to hang out. This would be a good place if you were with some friends, but still have your own tent privacy space. Alright, just around the corner from those prairie ones is 108. It's on the edge of the prairie but tucked into some trees here, so you get some sun, some morning shade there. And this puts you right across from the toilets. and just past the toilets we get to 109 up this path. Nice little grassy site, a little mix of trees and prairie. Okay, so 109 is back around the corner there by that pit toilet. Over here I have 110 tucked down in here, which is a nice little site. And 110 up there you can see the main entrance building. You have to walk in from that side to get to 110. I'm sorry for the continuity here. I started filming the Walkin Sites last night when I thought the rain had stopped. It hadn't quite stopped yet, and then my mom called and I wound up chatting with her, and by the time I was done, light was lost and it was drizzling again. So I restarted in the morning. So it was all the group sites, all the campground, and a little bit of hiking has been thrown in. I'll be getting into more hiking trails next, and I'm wandering around these places so you can see the campsites, so you know what to book. So please like this video, subscribe to my channel if you think this is useful, if you want to see what other campsites and other state parks are like. And if you have any feedback on this campground on Wildcat Mountain, please put some comments down below so to share your information with other people. Let's go make another hike. So I just hiked up the Ice Cave Trail. It's a pretty well maintained trail. I'll show you on the way back down. It's very short. It's like a 5-minute hike up. And let me show you what we got up here. So we have our big sweeping undercut going back to a little bitty waterfall coming off. And considering it's been raining for a couple hours, it's probably all you're going to get in the summer. So it's kind of cool. It's still raining here now, just lightly. I'm coming to the tail end of the storm. It's been about 3 hours since the storm rolled in, but it mostly turned into just a solid rain. So let me just take some shots and show you around. From that waterfall, there's a little bench to hang out here once you get here. It does look like there's a trail that doesn't look like an official trail. It's going up there and around up top. It's wet and muddy. I'm not even going to think about trying that. I definitely don't have the right shoes to try that. And I'm not sure if you should, because it is, you know, kind of off trail walking, and it's probably destroying some stuff. So we're gonna head back down the way we came in, and I'll show you how easy this trail is. Oh, and it is all slightly uphill to that little waterfall, but you know, that makes sense because you're following it, the water down to the base of this trail. But it's all pretty flat, pretty smooth. Little ruts, but not much. Well maintained, plenty wide gravel path. When you walk in from the parking area, when you get to the bathroom, you're about halfway up the trail already. So that's the trail I just came down. And here there is a day use area. We got a grill, a couple grills and picnic tables. So it's just a pretty little place to hang out with a restroom as well. Alright, to get to the Ice Cave Trail down there, you come down from 33 on F here, and we're very close because there's a stop ahead sign right over there. Come on down just before you hit the river bridge here. There's a little parking area, and pull in, park. It does require a state pass sticker, and take that short little hike. It's a nice little one. Good morning. I am at the lower parking area, which runs along the river, and I am going to take the Hemlock Trail. Now I am hiking this trail morning after a long rain, and the trees are still dripping wet, and the trail is kind of soggy. There's a few spots I had to hit that I've already had to jump over some sticks that people threw down to make it so you can get through the muddy puddles. But it's really kind of pretty here along the Kickapoo River. That's where we're starting out. But we're going to be going up a mountain, Mount Pisgah, P-I-S-G-A-H. I don't know what the local pronunciation is, so I'm probably doing that wrong. And we're going to see how high up I have to go. It's only a little over a mile loop, but we'll see how much the elevation changes. And right away, here are the stairs. I'm not going to count them. So I didn't quite follow the trail the way I thought I was. When I started out at that sign, I thought that's where it split. So I just went left because I wanted to go left. And I started up those stairs. Somewhere partway up those stairs, there was another split to the left. I thought I was going away from the river, but apparently I was still on the river side. So it looks like on the map you're following right along the edge of the river. But in reality, you're looking down, following it from the bluffs along the river. It's kind of neat, and I'd say, you know, mind you, Wisconsin Dells isn't the only place that has these limestone bluffs that you can paddle along. The Kickapoo River is really got quite the view, and Ontario, Wisconsin, is the place to rent. They have like 6 different rental places for canoes and kayaks and tubes, and there seems to be a never-ending supply of them down there. I even, you know, just each of those places has just racks of kayaks and canoes, and I even saw off on the side a sort of a canoe graveyard of aluminum canoes. So they have plenty of canoes, and that's a beautiful little river to follow. So the trees here are virgin trees. They've never fallen to the axe, never been cleared. However, those trees do outgrow the landslide. That's the base of a tree. It goes all the way down there somewhere once it fell on its own. Can't even see where the trail is going to go. Just kind of disappears into the brush. Well, just like that, I'm sent away from the river and sent in some thick woods as I climb, and obviously it's moist out here. Gonna have to clean that. Trail is hard to see ahead. It kind of goes up that way somewhere over there, and I don't know where it goes from there, but I'm working my way up to the top. It's a long ways. They tease you right at the beginning with steps. Well, I've been fenced in, reached this edge here, which is to protect me from myself, because it goes down, way down, and then it goes down over there too. So we got a path that runs the ridge of the mountain here. Let's see if there's any spot that actually lets me see anything. Well, after all the switchbacks and twists and turns on this, kind of lose direction, but I know that's east because here comes the sun this morning. Well, I'd say that was worth a morning hike. Guess it wouldn't have helped me much if I'd gotten out sooner to try to catch a sunrise because the sun's on the wrong vista. But it might have been kind of nice to see it just hitting across these valleys with the fog. But it's still a beautiful sight out here. Not looking forward to sliding back down the hill, but it's a gorgeous hike. Definitely worth the trip. It's not an easy hike. It is definitely a climb to get up here. And it's a serious elevation change here. And I'm pretty much gone from the river to the equivalent of the park. And when I drive that, it's like, oh my God, is this thing ever gonna end? I am going down forever. So to be able to walk that in a short hike is actually kind of neat. So check out this hike. It starts at the canoe launch area, parking at the lower picnic area. And as a side note, it wouldn't do much good to try to get up here for a sunset view. You're better off at the park for that, because the sun would be setting over there, which means it would be coming down through that brush. Again, it would be lighting up the valley, kind of neat, but I don't think I'd want to try to navigate these trails in falling light. Alright, so the trail goes there, and then it goes down over here, and then it goes back over that way, and who knows where. It's a steep switchback all the way down. There may be trees in the path, but you appreciate them as you're going down. Something to hold on to. Okay, I'm at the point where the path diverges initially. So you come up the hill through this narrow path, and you get here, and you see the little sign telling you to go that way. So that's what I did, which sends you up and off that way, which follows the river. The other half of the path goes down and zigzags back and forth and along the ravine and up. And the post is in the middle of that path. But when you come back down, if you wind up going along the river, this is the way you come back. So this is where you can split and make your choices of which way you want to go. The river way or the woods way. Alright, I'm up at the Viewpoint now. Still fairly early in the morning. I've done some campground tours, and I just did the first hike up the mountain over there. So this is the view out here, and that is the mountain that I hiked this morning. So went from all the way down where the river is, all the way, well, the hike was actually from the base down there up to the top of that. Now it's only a little over a mile hike. Doesn't seem like a lot. It's a bit of a climb for sure. And it's got a nice view looking out the backside. So it's definitely worth a hike. And now I'm going to go check out the Settlers hike. It's time for another map tour. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, campground here. I have taken the road down to the lower picnic area. You don't really realize you're heading that far south when you do that, and away. And then hiked the Hemlock Trail this morning. And we did the campground tour, which, if we look over here, included all those walk-in sites as well. We've looked out the observation point. I'm out here at this corner now, ready to take the Settlers Trail, Old Settlers Trail, and it says that's going to take 1.5 to 2 hours to hike that trail. Looks like there's another little trail there. So that's pretty much the human side of things. You've got the horse camp down here. All of this is all horse trails out here. So they have got a wide range of wandering that has nothing to do with the human hiking out here. So this is going to be enough for me, I'm sure. I've already done that, made that climb. This looks like it's got a lot of ups and downs too. So there's going to be some hiking in here. But if you really want to explore this the best way is probably on a horse. This is definitely not a park for people with bikes. I shouldn't have brought my bike. It's in the back of the van. It's just been in my way the whole time. But maybe I'll go hit a trail on the way home. So this is a very wooded trail, but varying kinds of wooded trail. When I started the trail, I was out in the thick fern undergrowth where you could see through forever. And I just came out of a pine area with tons of undergrowth and underbrush so you couldn't see more than 10 feet. And now I've kind of come out of the pines and I can see back under. I got a mix of grasses and some small growth and a few more ferns, and the lights dappling through the trees. Got some more stairs. I think we're getting to an important overlook. Not that it was marked in any way, but I think that's Taylor's Hollow Overlook. Not sure, but we're definitely overlooking, and actually got a view out into the valley here a little bit. It's a pretty spot. Nice place to take a break. Apparently I was wrong. There's an overlook over me that's on top of all this up there. Look at the map. Zoom in here. That's right there on the map. And the simple way is to go to the end of the drive, and you can probably walk out to this point, and just below this point will get you down to that rock formation, and that's really just under here. You can't see it from here, so you'll have to take a little bit of a trail down. But if you don't want to do the full loop, that can be a nice way to get out to that nice little outcropping. Because now, as you can see in this overlook, you can't see much. I could see more from that rock formation. So head down the trail there and you'll find it. This is the straight and level path that heads from the group campground area out to that point. Alright, so here's the split as I'm coming off the trail. That way takes me back around to the upper picnic area. That way takes me back towards what they label as the service buildings, and I think the amphitheater and the group campground are off that way. Now that takes you to the overlook and that rock formation I was showing you, and it's maybe 200 yards that way. So, and it's flat. So if you're looking for the easy way to get out to a quick overlook that's not the main overlook and find that rock formation, this is your simple way. But I'm going to complete my hike so I can make that loop. That's a step. One step, two step. Should be a couple steps there. I think we lost some land over time. Well, it looks like there might be a tiny little cave up there. There's a trail heading up into the bluffs up here, and there's a little hole up there everybody seems to want to check out. But I don't think it's worth it, because that is a steep hill and you're just doing a lot of damage to the hillside. But maybe it's worth it. If you know about it, say something down below. Made it back up to the upper parking area, picnic area, and the sign says 1.5 to 2 hours. Yep, 1.5 hours. That's what it took. Plan for it. I'm going to wrap up my tour of Wildcat Mountain here. Wildcat Mountain because in the late 1800s, somewhere very near here, they killed a bobcat that was killing off their sheep. If you look into this in the related videos, you might find a trailer to another reason that people may call this a Wildcat Mountain in the future. 33 down there, a lot of bikers, as in motorcyclists, come out to enjoy that ride. This is a great place if you want to go horse camping and enjoy the trails that way, more so than we can on foot. I've kind of wandered all the foot trails. But there's a lot more to explore on horseback. Campgrounds, again, very specific ones for the horse folks, but the family campgrounds are nice. A lot of nice walk-in sites, which would also be good for motorcyclists who are camping. And some fabulous views out there in this rugged terrain. So come on out to Wildcat Mountain, enjoy the state park, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content and more state parks. And now I'll show you some views from the park.